Hi, my name is Barry Sahajian from Newport Center Advertising, and today I'd like to show you how to build your own pages using a series of plugins for WordPress called the Page Builder. So, the Page Builder allows you to build this stuff and you don't have to know any code. It's very simple, and this is one of the more advanced plugin sets that I've seen to make the best pages with the least amount of knowledge. Just move things around. Very simple. And right now, let's go to work. Okay, let's get started. Now you understand you have to install some plugins, and this would be them. Black Studio Tiny MCE Widget, Page Builder by Site Origin Widgets Bundle, and the Spacer. So I've already done that, and I'm not going to explain how to install a plugin. I'll assume you already know, or if you don't, there are hundreds of tutorials on how to do that. It's very simple. So now we have the plugins covered. Let's go over and build a page. The page we're going to build looks like this. It is an about page, and this is the image of my client and her and some content about her. So let's go over here. And now that we have all our plugins installed, you will see when you open up your editor that there's a new button here. It's called the Page Builder. So let's press on that. Now you press on that, the next thing we have to do is add some rows. So let's add a row. Now the default is set to 2 columns divided evenly. There's 3 sets of adjustments here you can make, and I could spend quite a bit of time just on that alone, but I'm going to select just one option to build this page, and then later you can check it out. I mean, what you actually have here is you have the amount of columns you want, which you can change into, and when this is set to even, no matter how, it will be divided evenly. 3 columns 33%, 4 columns 25%. We only have 2 columns, so let's leave it at that. Now you look over here and you see we need one column to be smaller than the other, so 50% won't work. It doesn't look that way. So what we want to do is choose, not have these even anymore. Let's see what we can come up with. Let's try for we already see we're on half, so let's try thirds. And you'll notice thirds is 2 boxes at 100%, and one of them will be 75%, and a third of that is 25%. So that looks good. And up here, I'll just go through this. Right now, it's right to left. So right is the full 75%, and then the left is 1/3 of 75%, which is 25%. You can switch it around by going left to right, and you notice it switches. But as you know, as you saw, we're going right to left. So now we have our boxes, 25% and 75%. So let's insert that. Now what we have here are the 2 boxes, but there's nothing in them, so we have to put stuff in there. How do you do that? You add a widget. First you select the box, add a widget. Now you have all of these widgets. There's a lot of them. They all do a lot of different things here. But we only want to choose one for now. I could be here all day explaining those. You can experiment. But we're just going to be concentrating on the visual editor. Now we have a visual editor in here, and as you see, you can edit, duplicate, delete, visual. And so we want to get one in here now. And let's press on add a widget and go back to the visual editor. Add that. That's great. Now we're ready to go. Let's start editing. Now go over here, hover over, press edit. And now you have a text editor that jumps up. And you do have the same configuration as you had before, visual and text. And we can add our media at this point. And I guess I'll keep it in text. That should work. Add the media. So you can upload files, possibly. You know how to do that, right from your computer. But we're not going to do that. I'm just illustrating how you can do this stuff, or get one from the media library. That's what I'm going to do. And what I have selected the number of this, and here we go. I found that So I am going to choose this. That's the image right here. And if you're familiar with the media library, it's the same way you've always added media to your posts or pages. So I'm going to select this one. I'm going to insert into the page, and there it is. Great. So we're going to look at it visually. Well, it doesn't work. Anyhow, we're all set. That's done. So now we have that, and let's just take a look and preview the changes. And see, we have right now, we have a picture, our image right here, and that looks good. We're almost where we're supposed to be. Now, let's go over to the row on the right, the column on the right rather, and we want to edit this and add the text. So, okay. You do have a title up here. We're not going to use that right now, but I might do that. I'll put in, just to show you what happens. Okay, we'll put the name of my client there. Now we have to add some text. I have the text over here saved. I'm just going to cut and paste it in. So let's put our text in, and there we go. We now have the text. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Done. Okay, it's put in. Now let's preview the changes, see what that looks like so far. And look at that. Isn't that great? Here was that title I put in. It comes out as an H2 tag. And so we have now rebuilt that original page, and it looks pretty good. We could, of course, change the size of the image to take more space up and less for there. But we've done all of that. Now, I want to show you one of the great features of this called the spacer. Okay, here we have, let's put some space right here, above here, to make this go down. This is great. I love this new feature. So I'll go over here, I'm going to press edit, and you have to be kind of in the visual tab to make the spacer show up, and that would be here, add a spacer. Great. So we're going to move that down. Watch how nice this works. First you put your cursor on where you want it to move down, something like that, and right here, let's put the cursor and we add the spacer. Watch what happens. Spacer height 20 px. And that's going to move it down. And you can change this to whatever you want. You can change it to 50 px, 30 px. And if you want it to go the other way, you just put a negative in there. That works real nice. Remember that. So let's press done. And we're going to preview the changes again. And look at that. It moved it down. Isn't that great?